Success in life isn't what you know, it's how much you're prepared to rip in and have a go. I mean, knowing things is obviously important. Yeah. Like, you can't judge the size of someone's motor. And in life, that's everything.
The guy I went to school with had a tattoo on his arm. I remember it clear as day now, which is good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. And I think you just have to keep trying to get better.
When you lose that confidence, it's about finding what makes you tick again. It's about putting things into perspective and going back to the process.
If your business isn't going forward, it's going backwards because everyone around you is going forward. So if you're not, you're going backwards.
Yep. Talent's important, but discipline is more important, because your fallback position in life, if you got the ability, has to always be disciplined. Yeah. Or else you end up just not quite getting to your potential, right?
Yeah. I've had heaps of good advice, Sam, but at the end of the day, dream big, possibilities are endless. And just believe in yourself.
Do or do not, there is no try, which means if you're going to do something in life, just do it, back yourself. Otherwise, don't do it at all. There's no trying if you're not 100% in.
Welcome to another great episode of One Go to the Property Guys.
Oh my God,
Hayley.
stop it.
Fire up, Hayley.
Okay,
Hale's the most passionate person in our business. No. I love it when Hayley just gives one of her sermons to the people.
I love it.
At business planning each year.
You can rely on Hayley.
Hayley just
to rip the layers off the onion.
Yeah, if
we're just go hard at it. I love it.
If we are ever in deep trouble, I need Hayley on the microphone spinning it for us, because there is no one more passionate about our business than our head of marketing.
I agree. She would have made an amazing defence attorney.
Yeah.
Imagine her speech at the end of it. If I was in the jury, I'd just go, innocent. I'd yell it out. Not guilty. Innocent. How dare you?
No. Hale's welcome. It's one of the great introductions to a podcast.
Indeed. Thank you.
I remember when we first interviewed Hayley, right?
Here we go.
No,
it was in the office that we were just speaking about the great Sim Gill. It was in the office we cleared for him.
It was the fish bowl.
The fish bowl. And we had a little meeting room in there, and big Jeremy Patterson.
Yeah.
Recruiter extraordinaire.
And AB didn't even fit through the door. That's what I remember. You walked in and you sort of had to walk sideways.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Con the fruiterer.
I have lost a lot of weight since then.
Yeah, but you still carry watermelons under your arms.
That's true.
Are we here to interview Hayley, or are we here to give me a roast?
No, we can go now. Mate, you...
when we first interviewed Hayley...
That's what we're talking about.
Because what traditionally happens in a real estate business is you get a cracking administrator, they absolutely nail it, and then where do they go after nailing their administration position?
Marketing.
Straight into marketing, right?
Yeah.
We go, no, we don't want to do that. And not that we haven't grown people through our business, but what I will say is we went specifically to the market to find a marketing genius, and we found it in Hayley.
Mate, absolutely. And credit to Hales, because do you remember our marketing person before Hayley?
Nick
Zishki.
She was epic.
She was unreal. And I think when she resigned, we were like, oh God. How are we going to fill the void? Yeah. So shout out to Zishki as well, because she's a legend.
I'm sure she watches it.
She would be. She loves the pod. She comments all the time. She drops in my DMs all the time. She doesn't drop into yours.
No.
Oh, interesting.
I don't even know how to check them. But anyway, so...
But credit to, I suppose, credit, because Hayley has come in and just made this role her very own. And what an awesome addition to the business.
Because you often talk about it, and he talks about it in front of you, because you used to work for a nuts and bolts factory, right?
No, it's funny when you say fasteners, because no one knows what it is. So you say...
Fasteners.
Yeah, fasteners. But that's a nuts and bolts company.
If you can make fasteners look sexy, imagine what you can do in real estate.
Yeah. I do it.
And look what you do.
I do it with the closed eyes and the head wobble like you as well.
You make real estate marketing great again.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You do.
No, absolutely.
You absolutely do.
I still
we'll stop
remember
taking
that
the piss
interview.
now, but that was a good interview, wasn't it?
Yeah, all it needed was chips and beers. Oh. Then we would have been sweet.
Yeah. But we had you from day one, hey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just so, like, I've got to say that one thing that really excited me was the Prestige brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Sam showed me what had just started in Prestige, and then we took it from there. It was so exciting.
Brooksy loves this, eh?
Yeah.
Why do you give him the credit for this prestige thing all the time? It's like he's a little.
It was your charisma.
Mate,
Like, I get Sam is your favourite, right?
Yeah, 'cause,
you
mate,
don't have to
you're-
make it so obvious.
Yeah, because you're blue-collar Ferny Grove, mate.
Any of the viewers watching in from Ferny Grove, it's a good quality suburb, right? I hope you get hate on that.
Yeah.
I hope someone from Ferny Grove goes, "Get over yourself, Devlin, you wally."
Yeah, they probably will. And I
I
won't.
encourage it. Anyone from Ferny Grove or Ferny Hills, give it to it.
No, so the Prestige brand, Hayley, I think that was something that was started maybe a month or two before you came on board, and then you've picked it up and really made it your own, which I think is a great credit. Why do you think, put the the branding of our Prestige brand is great, so great that now head office. If they can't beat you, join you. So
Yeah.
R&D by head office,
Yep.
they've come to us and they're now starting their own Prestige brand as well. Why do you think there's been so much success with that brand?
I think because, like, for me as a marketer, I think, to be a good marketer, you've got to step in the shoes of salespeople. You've got to get along with everyone in a business, and you also you got to step in the shoes of a salesperson and actually think about what they want. And I just used to talk to everyone, and it helped that when I started, we only had Ben Lee and Cooperoo office, and we've grown into this.
Yep.
Shortly after we had Wallow Point and
Yep.
Noosa,
Yep.
and they were very different.
Yeah.
And so I got a really good idea about what they wanted. And we had some pretty big star agents early on in the piece who were doing beautiful things,
Yeah.
styling property and just getting these beautiful, beautiful properties. And I'm like, well, how do we make that look good?
Yeah.
And I really listened to people and just took that into the marketing. And I think, and then the rest of it's the agents. But if they have good marketing, they'll be passionate about that when they sit in front of the, owners or sellers, whatever. Yeah.
And so what do you think makes a great marketer?
I think you got to be creative. You got to like people, because if you don't, they'll see through that. You got to be passionate. You got to be passionate about whatever you're selling, whether it is nuts or bolts or beautiful, beautiful property, or any property really. And that's another thing for me. I've tried to lift the brand so that no matter what sort of dwelling you have, you feel special. I want that to come out with us. I want it to be, feel like the owner feels like they're being looked after.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love how you make it your personal mission to embrace it and grow it. Like, I think, we often joke about what we'll be doing in 10 years' time, sitting back having a laugh about bits and pieces. And I think if we're all sitting back somewhere in 10 years' time, having a quiet drink, reflecting on, our business, a massive component of that would be how sophisticated you made our marketing.
Yeah, and I think we just need to keep on the pulse and just keep it going. When I sit down with agents, when I first meet them, especially when I first meet them, I show them everything we can do for them, but then I always end on, you're the best marketing tool you've got. You've got to get out there. You've got to get out in the community. You've got to do this. You've got to do that, because they're so much more powerful than they realise sometimes, and it only takes little things to market your business well. It doesn't just take a piece of paper, a little flyer, whatever.
You talk about creativity, and I think you're 100%. Like, you're probably one of the most creative people I know. I mean, you paint, and I remember you got your first tattoo, right? And then you end up with like 17 of them really quickly, because you're like, oh, I like that. But creativity and marketing just go so hand in hand, right? Talk me through that.
Oh, definitely, because it helps with when you're designing to make it work, because you've got to think, okay, how do I make this marketing work? And it doesn't matter if it's online, printed, whatever it is. It's got to work for the person you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes less is more. You know, you just got to know that balance. And not everyone has that eye, and that's okay. But if you have it, it just makes life a lot easier, I think, you know, and it will. It should. If you're passionate about the brand and you're creative, you should be able to do a good job no matter what you're selling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your favourite bit of marketing you've done for the business?
There's so many different things. I just, whatever I've done, sometimes I'm like, oh, how am I going to do this? And then at the end, I look at it and go, oh, I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably the most proud of the stuff where people come to me, the agents, you know, our people come to me and they'll say, oh, okay, and they'll ring me. If they ring me about an appraisal, I'm like, okay, here we go. What have they got for me?
Yeah.
And then they say, you know, oh, this person's in marketing. And I'm like, oh, game on.
Game on.
You know, and it's great. Yeah, so it's probably those things when they come to me and ask me. It's no one thing, because I feel like the minute it's designed, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, it'll be improved next.
Yeah.
It should always be evaluated,
Yeah.
improved,
Yeah.
you know, listening to people. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how you can, on one hand, be, you know, very marketing driven, orientated, creativity, all of that. Yet you also encompass what the salesperson wants as well. So it's trying to find that happy medium between the two, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you probably in your own heart of hearts go, well, hang on, this is how I would do it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're there to deliver value to not only the seller, but probably more importantly, our team, right? So
Yeah.
you're going to have people from our team come and go, this is what my ideas are.
Yeah.
And to be able to mesh those two together, I think that's unreal.
Yeah, and
To
I
have
always
that ability to do that.
I always try to bring out their personality in their marketing too,
Yep.
because
Yep.
you know, we're a little bit lenient on the brand, but it's still, you know, quite prominent. If someone's got a colourful personality, and we've got a few, I just bring that through. Just like
Yeah.
Amy Bennett, who was
Yeah.
on this chair just before me,
Yeah.
she's incredibly fun, and that comes through in her marketing.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people, you know, they go that way, and we kind of build up their own little style.
Yeah. Yep.
We do things with our images or whatever it is,
Yep.
you know, to make that consistency.
Yep.
Yeah, but I love it.
And I
that.
love how you don't just follow the cookie cutter approach to marketing, because I guess when you're the marketing manager of a business our size, it would be really easy just to cookie cutter everything, right? Because
Yeah.
you know that's you provide the value to the people like there's only 3 or 4 of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And that's
we try to.
that's really, but that's special, right?
Yeah.
And that's wrapped around you as a leader of that business, but also the quality of the people that you have around you to support what your dream and vision for the branding is, right?
Definitely.
So good.
Yeah.
Why do you love the business? You're the biggest advocate of
Yeah,
it. You're so
yeah.
passionate. What do you love most about working with HPC?
Oh, Sam.
Oh, yeah. No,
Working
because
with Sam.
he's a numbers man. I love numbers.
Working
Yeah.
with Sam.
I love
Well, mate, listen, Hayley, except for me, what's the thing you love the most? Or what do you love about working with HPC? 'Cause-
and Aaron.
and
I
Aaron.
love Aaron
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
And Nathan.
yeah. Con
Yeah.
Lafruder.
I like the diversity because I'm a little bit, you know, I'm a bit like, I love everything, a bit ADHD, I think, but I love just doing different things all the time and coming up with solutions all the time.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm always trying to work with you on that, Sam, just trying to come up with solutions. I
Yeah.
love coming up with solutions, and it's not just about all the pretty stuff. I think, you know, me as a person, I also love finding efficiencies so that, and I'm allowed to do that in this business. Like,
Yeah.
there's no red tape with us. We
Yeah.
just can
You
get
just
in
do
there.
it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're allowed
I love
to do
it.
it. You know why you're allowed to do it?
Why?
It's because we trust you
Yeah.
and you're better than us. And that's the long and the short of it.
Yeah, that's why
you're
we-
better than me. You might not be better than Sam, because Sam's the best at everything. But if I,
Triple
but
threat.
the man.
Yeah.
But you know, we trust you. You know, like
thank you.
here's the keys to the car. Go drive it, sweetheart, and you drive it with such passion and enthusiasm, and like being involved in a meeting with Hayley in a leadership meeting
Yeah, it's awesome.
is awesome. It's like someone's just giving you a massive injection of endorphins to go,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to bring the energy to any environment, but you go.
It's
a
like
beautiful
sometimes fun just to wind Hayley up a bit and go inspire the people.
thing. So poke her and then you run.
Yeah, that's it.
But I think it's important to inspire everyone, especially if you're passionate. And as I said before, like I need to be passionate about what I sell. There's things I would never sell. I wouldn't work in gambling, for instance. I couldn't be passionate about that. But property, who doesn't love property?
True.
And it's just have to have it from the gut down.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I get that.
Yeah. So what do you think people misunderstand about your role? And it's probably people within our business is well, but what do you think the general public misunderstands about marketing in a real estate business in 2026?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to say because a lot of companies do run their businesses differently. I think we're quite unique in the fact, number one, we're a real estate business with a marketing department. And we have...
Who would have thought people who market properties have a marketing department?
Exactly, but a lot don't, you know,
Yeah.
and they just use all of the, you know, the great stuff that head office do supply. If you've got a small business, I think it's fantastic what they have.
Yeah.
But for us, it's, you know, we're big now and we've got a great big team. Yeah, I think... I don't know where I was going with that.
It doesn't matter where you go.
doesn't matter where
Whatever
you're
you
going.
say is awesome. So
Yeah, but I think that is misunderstood in
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
That, you know, one of the things that we identified very early on, and Aaron talks about it all the time, we went down and we spent time inside Harcourts Coastal back in the day, now the Coastal Group with Dane and Kim and Rob and Katrina Maddock and those sorts of guys. And we took a lot out of it. One thing we noticed pretty quickly is they had a marketing person who was there to help and support the agents. And so I think the thing that is misunderstood by a lot of the marketplace, certainly the mums and dads who might be sitting out in the suburbs, is that whilst real estate agents sell real estate, it's our job to market it as well. And some agencies don't have a full-blown marketing department. So
most don't, mate.
most don't, but we've got 6 people within your team now, from social media to 3 graphic designers. We built a printing room, and so we got a printer that then required a printing person, and so you know,
It's
there's
so good to see her out in the sunlight today too.
you let it.
We love Sonia.
Yeah,
She's
so
incredible.
How good is she though?
She's got skills. She's got great skills.
Sonia's unreal, but
Love
yeah,
it.
it's the coldest room in the building, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be for the size of the printer. But
Yeah.
you know, that's what I think is misunderstood, and that's what I love about having Hayley and the team, is that we actually have a marketing department who can, you know, do stuff on the run and on the fly and get our business better. So what do you know, I know we talk about having a yes business and a yes culture from an administrative point of view, and certainly from a leadership and management point of view. We want to say yes to our agents.
Yeah.
How do you guys best support the team? Because they're very, every agent is very different in how they want to be marketed.
I think for me, it's actually, it comes back to me as in me supporting my staff around that. So they usually do get the requests come in, and then I just support them. So sometimes I'll need to jump on the blower and have a chat, and they're really cool. Usually, you know, whatever I sort of insist, they're pretty cool with. Yeah, they're pretty easygoing most of the time, because I think they just want to get the best result.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It was interesting because we had before we had this podcast today, we had a meeting with one of our salespeople who's unreal, quality epic human, and just made a few notes on, okay, we could do this to improve this and this and this. And one of them was around the new website that you guys have built. And she said, oh, you can't do this on it. And I said, so I just, in the meeting, I text Hayley and I go, can we do this? And the answer is, yep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we quickly call you and you sit there and go, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's why we built it in that way and da-da-da. And then that person's just gone, looked at us and gone, okay, that's fantastic. And afterwards said to me, wow, is there anything she can't do?
Yeah,
I'm like,
but I'll find out. You know, I've done a lot. I've been around for a while, but I've done a lot. So I've usually done things that people ask me for. Oh, but you haven't done this before. Yes, I have. But then at the end of the day, if I haven't done it, we'll look into it. I'll always look into it. Yeah, happy to.
Yeah. And what about marketing's complicated now, right? So, you know, we talk about this all the time. We got SEO, search engine optimization. We've got Meta. We've got Google AdWords. We've got so many different and then that's just like website-y stuff. Then we've got all the social media stuff for the agents and the and all the social media stuff for the agency.
Yeah.
And then we've got the prestige brand. Like, it's complicated in 2026. Then you were speaking about reviews before. You have to look at all the reviews, the good, the bad, and the ugly that come in. You know, is it about being a specialist now, or are you finding that we can have a really well-rounded business by getting consultants in to help us?
Yeah, I mean, we already are. We're getting suppliers all over the place, and we have to. It's too big, and some things do require specializations, or they've just got these really great programs that are already set up, you know, that we couldn't do on our own.
Yeah.
So we're always better off reaching out to the better people in some you know, we just got to pick what we need to do.
Yeah.
What is the most valuable thing to have in the office that runs 24/7, you know, the staff in the office. And then the rest can get outsourced, because the way everything's going at the moment, everything is outdated. So we could get a supplier today and it's the best thing since sliced bread. In a year's time, that we don't need them anymore, because their product doesn't even exist. It's not even important. So, and that's the sort of thing that, like, I'm always keeping my eye on, because I want to spend the money in the right places.
So how much time do you sort of put into researching new products and opportunities for us, and how much time goes into that?
Sometimes Sam just sends me stuff. But as I said, I'm always listening. I'm always just looking at ads that come up. I'm always open to change. And I think that's tough for a lot of people, but I'm really up with that, because I just want to make us the most efficient. It
was awesome. Hales and I catch up on a Tuesday morning, and last Tuesday we caught up for maybe, I don't know, it was maybe only 20 minutes or something. And I said, Hales, have you seen this? And I'd been playing around with Nathan O'Neill's assistant. Do you know who that is? ChatGPT. And I'd been playing.
When you were AI and pictures of yourself to everyone?
No, that was Nathan.
Well, we'll get at the top of the podcast. We'll get a couple of AI photos. I particularly like the one in your pair of jeans and a white singlet. That was my personal favourite.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get it framed, actually.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We'll get yours up there as well, mate. But my point there is that Hayley's so coachable, and there's no ego around the marketing decisions. Which is what I love about working with Hayley. What do you think is most important to the agents?
They're all different. They all work very differently. And I just, as I said, I listen. I usually learn a lot on day one when I introduce myself and we have a great sit down. Sometimes it goes for half an hour. Sometimes it goes for hours, because they love marketing. Some are more open to everything and they've been doing everything, but some, like, I get some agents that, you know, they've got a side hustle, and that's cool too. And they're like, bring up the side hustle. Then I'm like, okay, maybe we need to bring that into this business. That would really work. And we just sit and we usually brainstorm. And then I always tell the agents, come and talk to me in a couple of months when you've settled in, and we'll have another chat. We'll have another powwow. And sometimes I just sit with someone and I just hit them. I'm just like, okay, just talk to me. And then I just hit them with questions and make them think about what they want to do, how they want to run their business.
What an amazing position for a salesperson to be, Like, I don't know about you, mate.
No,
but
I never had it.
I never had it. Like, you know, we never had a marketing department. It was an advertising department. It was all in the Courier Mail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, 'cause that,
Yeah.
we were still typing on a typewriter when I started.
Yeah.
But in saying that, to what an amazing opportunity that any of our people have to phone you, book a time in with you, sit down, have a one-on-one, brainstorm, like you value
Get your
add.
pre-list docs better, get
Oh,
your signature
mate,
better, get your
like, it's
personal marketing
exceptionally
letters
good. Like,
better.
just, you know, and some, like, to be honest, some of our people don't know the depth of what is available to them just by meeting with Hayley or one of her team to sit down there and go through everything to get it right. It's an amazing position for our people to be in. I appreciate that about you a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So to bring it back to marketing and you know the brand itself, where do you want to take it?
It depends how many more offices we acquire, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, it's all, you know, everyday changes, technology changes. For me, I feel like now, to bring it back to marketing, you wear so many more hats than you did when I started in real estate. I actually did work for a brief period when I was about, I don't know, it's 20 years ago now, and all you had was advertising. That's all you did. You just advertised in the paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now it's so multifaceted, and I have to be up with it with so many things. You know, I have to understand lots of stuff, and so yeah, it's incredible. There's so much.
And
to
at the
remember.
heart of it, I think a lot of people forget that it's, you know, what do we do marketing for? Lead generation. Like that's
as a business. Yeah.
Yeah, as a business, it's lead generation, it's profile, it's branding.
But it's all, lead generation is profiling an agent.
Yeah.
To be the agent that they need to be to appear in the eyes of someone who goes, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking for, and I found my agent, like Amy Bennett, like, you know, any of our good people that embrace it and look to just go outside the box a bit on it and just be a bit unique. And I love that. And I love how you're always constantly looking for different ways to give us an edge in what we do. It's so impressive from our perspective.
Yeah, I do. And what I can make easier, I want to, because I want more time for the creativity. I think that's the king. And we've got a few really awesome people, you know, even the agents want to sit down with them. You know, sometimes we come up with these awesome ideas, and that's the money bags as far as I'm concerned, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I also think we have some amazing marketers within our business. Like I look at
Don't name names.
True.
well, I'm not going to forget her name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was only going to mention one name, which is Casey, right?
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
She is by far one of the most enigmatic people in real estate because she's one of the great storytellers from a real estate perspective.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what I find fascinating is that level of creativity that you and her have worked on. You know, Casey's been huge in the Prestige brand and been really instrumental up in Noosa to do that. And now alongside Georgia, they're doing great things up there. But, you know, from a creative point of view, how do you manage the perfectionist in someone like Casey versus, you know, the mainstream branding that we have across Harcourts? Because they're two different they're two different things, right? At one end, we've got an owner of a property that might be worth 10, 15, $20 million versus an investment property in Beenleigh. Like they're two different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes time, right? So someone like Casey, I've been working with her since day one, since she started in real estate, and she was already a really good operator. You know, she done a lot of interior design. She just knows how to get photos out of people. She just understands. And so once again, I just sat and listened to her and I just worked with her to get what she wanted. And we've, you know, come a long way there, and there's still a lot more I actually want to do with Casey. With the mainstream business, as I said, you know, when I started, I just wanted to freshen the brand up. I just wanted it to be Queensland brand because I felt it was more of a Melbourne or, you know, New Zealand brand because it was very dark. And, you know, I want to wear the dark colours. I don't want to see them, you know, because we're bright and lively people, right? Whether we're in Beenleigh or Noosa. So, that was important.
And I also think it's sometimes it's not just property specific, you know. It's easy to make something beautiful on the water in Noosa look great and something else somewhere else not. But
100%.
I think it's also, you know, everyone's property is their pathless, and whether it's a, you know, $500,000 unit somewhere or whether it's a, you know, $50 million block of land, you know, everyone has the right to have their property made look unique and special, right? And
100%.
And, you know, you don't look at the value, you look at what the intrinsic value for that client is.
100%.
That's
a big thing for me, and I say this to a lot of agents, I always say every single day I think to myself, what would I do if I was an agent? Yeah. I live in an area where there are no HPC people. So I always think, how would I hit the ground running? How would I go up against that agent? How would I advertise there? What would I do? How would I get involved in the community? And I sometimes give people examples because you know, they generally just haven't refreshed the palette, you know, and they just need that. But I'm always thinking about that. Like if I was an agent, how would I do it today? How would I do it tomorrow? If I get a flyer in the letterbox, what would I have done differently? You know, I'm always thinking that way.
Love that.
Because if I can't put myself in the shoes of the people I'm trying to represent, well, I'm not going to do a good job or I'm not going to do a good enough job.
That's just, you can't teach that passion though, isn't it?
No.
You know, to pull something out of a letterbox and how could I improve it? And, you know, that's something that, you know, your natural ability or skills are our blessing in that regard, right?
To want to get better. Like that's what that's where the passion is to actually make everything better.
And to not be complacent, right? Because, you know, it's fair to say you've done the most amazing job. And right now you could just plateau along and just do things as we've done them, but not you, mate. You just keep...
Got to raise the bar.
You keep raising the bar.
That's it. And I'll always just try to improve. I always want to, you know, I've got a very hard task because all my clients, and I think of them as clients, you know, because if I think of them as staff, to me that's...
Lost the battle already.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And they're all my clients. They're all different. And I want to give them what they want. And if they're not happy, I want to make them happy. You know, and you can't do that by sitting in your office. You've got to talk to them, you know.
Agreed. No ivory tower in the marketing department.
No, absolutely not.
Reverse pyramid.
If you were sitting, there's going to be lots of young agents sitting out listening, airways, trying to work out how they get access to a Hayley, right? And there's one easy answer. You can join HPC. The second part is, what advice do you give to an agent starting out around social media, billboards, DLs? You know, how do you think an agent should, market themselves?
I think a big thing for me when they do start and they're brand new to the business, I always say, go to Sam's training, the one that you do, the 12-week training, and I always tell them the same thing. I know this isn't my marketing, but it's yours. I say, when I sat right next to where you gave those meetings every week, every week I learned something new. And I would only be passively listening, but I'd always learn something. Even though I'd heard the talk 1,000 times, you always delivered it better and differently. And a lot of that is marketing.
Well, seriously.
But it is. But then with the other stuff,
don't make him any worse.
Sorry.
Was this a setup? Did he say to you?
No, I genuinely feel like that.
Good.
Yeah, mate. I
do it.
Taking the praise.
Right,
I'm copping sprays from Luke, the podcaster, beforehand. Hayley's handed out compliments. That's how we roll.
Yeah, but it's true. I think it's great.
She wanted to meet with you afterwards to talk about pay.
We can too.
We're not putting it down.
So there's that. But then when it comes to starting out, I'm just like, all right, we're going to give you all this stuff. We're going to look after it for you.
Yep.
And then after that, here's a whole lot of other stuff. Go through that, work out what you want to do, but call me in 2 months.
Yeah.
Please call me, or
Yeah.
any time before that. When you've settled in, you've got your head around what a ginormous step this is, and it's terrifying starting real estate. There's so much to learn. It's so different from years ago, right? And it is a hard. It's not easy to start new, you know.
Agreed.
But if you do, hats off to you. But listen and learn, and then come and talk to me, and we can, And then I usually learn about them, and usually if they've got a hobby or something, we can extrapolate from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that.
We love it. Well, there's no doubt that you are the goat of marketing in our eyes. So you are today's goat, Hales. What I want to know, because I always you guys wouldn't have done it. Hey?
Or like the rapid fire question.
Yeah, rapid fire questions.
Oh, and goatly advice. Or
Yeah,
something.
goatly advice. Yeah, do you want to ask that question?
Oh, no. But like, I'll tell a funny story.
This
right?
will be good.
So, Hales has got 2 boys.
Yep.
One's pretty wild and one's not, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I see her this morning. I pull up out the front and I come over to give her a cuddle, and I got my gym gear on. She goes, "Oh, I hope you're not smelly," for a start, right? No, I'm all good, right? Anyway, then she goes to me, was it Atticus or Atlas?
Atticus.
It was Atticus. First thing she said to me is, apart from asking me if I smelt or not, was, "Oh, Atticus finally broke a bone on his push bike." So she's been waiting for it to happen because he's mad. He just goes on his push bike and just takes off and just rides like a lunatic. He went over some jump and come down, crashed and broke.
At Fernie.
At Fernie, the BP. At Fernie in my old hood.
Yeah.
Should have got me to come out there. I would have given you
Yeah.
a few tips on how to cross that jump better.
Yeah, wearing your blue collar. Yep. Yeah. So
Anyway,
where
that
are
was
you going with the story?
Yeah, but that to me is just, like on one hand, you're just a quality mum, love your boys.
Happy to see him break a bone finally.
Yeah, she's finally broken a bone. Unreal. How good.
What bone did he break?
Collarbone.
This
Collarbone.
bit right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Shattered.
Pins?
Yeah.
No, it's all in the one spot, so he
Ooh.
just has to wear a sling.
Yeah, so no, he'll be right. He'll be doing jumps.
Tough
with
as
one
it. Yeah,
arm
he'll be back out there in no time.
in that time. But on one hand, to be that, mum, 2 boisterous boys, and on the other hand, just be this highly driven, motivated, competitive marketing manager. I just love that. Yeah, both sides of the coin that you have. It's it's pretty special to be a part of.
No, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Sammy's question was like, have you got what goat-worthy advice? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, mate.
What goat-worthy advice would you offer any salesperson? I don't know. You finish it off. I got nothing when it relates to that
From a marketing perspective.
Yeah. I think listen to yourself. Look at what skills you've got besides real estate, and in the case of Casey, she loves styling.
Yeah.
So she's used that to her advantage. If you're into golf, use that to your advantage. Network or bodybuilding, sorry.
Yeah. Bodybuilding. Yeah. Wellness.
Body sculpting. Well,
Yeah. Rugby league. If you're into your A lines and your B lines in rugby league, put it out there.
can you stop it?
No, but I think that's good advice because I'd actually written down, from a marketing perspective, you've got to be yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't have been very good of us to do a really stiff podcast where we were really formal about stuff because it's not us. But I think that's the goat-worthy advice from a marketing perspective is be yourself because everyone else is taken. So,
But can I just add a question in?
oh, this will be good.
So
this is the first time someone's asked us a question.
when people start with us, like, sometimes they come with horror stories, they haven't been treated very well in the past. And I always say the same thing to them, that I wouldn't be here if you guys were like that. You're all playful and fun, but when stuff rolls downhill,
Yeah.
you're actually quite
Without a catch
admirable. You treat people with respect no matter what. And I take pride in that, working for a company that has 3 directors who've got my respect.
No,
No, thanks, Hales.
thanks, Hal.
We should probably leave it there before I ruin it with my quick fire questions.
Yeah.
I will ask you one though.
You can't help yourself, can you?
Go on.
You can't help yourself.
So you made fasteners look sexy, right?
Yeah.
So what's your favourite screw?
Oh, stop it.
It's probably, I love a chunky bolt.
See? I knew
Stainless,
I-
316.
stainless chunky bolt
Oh,
316. You see?
what's your
So
favourite screw?
all I'm saying out there, if you need any marketing advice with property or any screw
Yes.
and nut advice,
Yes.
Hayley Galea.
Doing
She knows
renovations?
it all. Mate, she was a marketer of a fastening company. Imagine what she could do with property.
I'm going to stay out of that because I just will.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you have a favourite screw? Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of One Goat and the Property Guys. Remember, make sure you vote for if they were a goat or a spud during the last episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to YouTube and at Apple Podcasts so that we can keep creating great goat-worthy memories.